Midfield madness, ladies and gentlemen. The transfer window hots up with all kinds of stories that you'd expect to surface in silly season. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to the studio and to Chelsea News, where we see what's being said about the Blues across the headlines, all publications, different forms of media. I'll give you my opinion. More importantly, I ask for yours. Today we are focusing, or shall I say, this afternoon, because we've done a video today already. We do so many videos on the channel, we. Make sure you keep up with the content by hitting the bell notifications icon should you choose to subscribe. And if you already have subscribed, I recommend that you double check that the bell is clicked. To make sure, and thanks for dropping a like. Let's see if we can go over 2,000 likes. I don't know. Midfield mania. Chelsea. We've got loads of young, good midfielders for the future. Though elite, respected, talented senior figures leaving in N'Golo Kante and Mateo Kovacic to Saudi Arabia and Manchester, respectively. And we've come to terms with that. A new dawn is needed for Chelsea. As I always say, football matches are won and lost in the midfield. And for too long, we've just had talented players in the midfield, holding the whole team together via vibes. Kante, midfield, vibes, made it work. Front three, Eden Hazard, vibes, made it work. It's time to stop leaning on these talented individuals for moments of mastery and build a good, systemic, philosophical ethos to move forwards and develop Chelsea as a winning team. That's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. So, Kovacic gone, Kante gone. We need to buy some midfielders. 90 men are suggesting Chelsea could do a sensational swoop for not just Moises Caicedo, but also Declan Rice. We're going to also talk about what's going on with Mason Mount, which many people are wondering in the background. First of all, before we read this article by Graham Bailey, Chelsea are currently favourites for Caicedo of Brighton. Of course, Chelsea are enjoying a good relationship with Brighton over the last year. Certainly our new ownership enjoys a good relationship with Brighton because we've given them excruciating amounts of money and they've still somehow got better despite giving us staff, coaches, and players. They've got better, we've got worse. They've got richer, we've got poorer. So, one silver lining over that is we probably get some form of priority bonus points over other teams because we've shopped there so much. Chelsea, Fabrizio Romano has reported Chelsea are leading the way. Watch Caicedo in the coming days. Chelsea are moving. Of course, Arsenal still want him, but Arsenal also want European champion Declan Rice. But this article suggests Chelsea could go for both. Chelsea could try and sign both Brighton's Moises Caicedo and West Ham's Declan Rice as their need for midfield reinforcements grows stronger. 90 men understands. With Kante walking away on a free transfer to join Saudi Arabian side Al Ittihad, Chelsea are prepared to lose at least 4 of their senior midfielders this summer. Alongside Kante, Mateo Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek are in talks for permanent moves away to Manchester City and AC Milan, respectively. Dennis Zakaria, of course, has returned to Juventus. As a result, midfield reinforcements are a high priority this summer, and Chelsea, who have already been missed out on Manuel Ugarte to Paris Saint-Germain, now have both Caicedo and Declan Rice in their sights. This is incredible, sensational scenes. 90 men understands that Chelsea are pushing to strike a deal for Caicedo and are not yet ruled out launching a simultaneous move for Rice to bolster in the midfield. We're going to read this and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this, ladies and gentlemen. The Blues are well aware of the level of interest from both players from elsewhere. Caicedo is high on the wish list for Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta, who is also known to be keen to lure Declan Rice to the Emirates Stadium this summer. The Gunners are understood to be leading the race for the England international. Yes, because they've made better, more concrete, more lucrative offers. And of course, they finished second and not 12th. Manchester City, Manchester United, and Bayern Munich are also all monitoring Declan Rice, who is expected to be the subject of significant bids now that West Ham's Europa League conference campaign has come to a triumphant end. Yeah, congratulations, David Moyes. Rice was valued in excess of 100 million, and West Ham are prepared to stand firm on that figure. His current contract runs out 2024. The Hammers do have an option to extend that to 12 months, so they could make it essentially 2 years, really. Which, when you've got 2 years or more, is when you can charge the big Ps. Brighton demands for Caicedo are not as expected to be as high, with an 80 million fee thought to be enough. Gee, they spent 5 million on this dude, like, no time at all. I'm just so sick of being fleeced everywhere we friggin' go. But if you need him, you need him. It's thought to be enough to secure the Ecuador international. Right. Caicedo, he's a good player. We need midfield reinforcements. He's proven he can do the business in the midfield. It will sting me buying another Brighton player for an extraordinary amount of money, and 80 million. Cucurella, 62 million, sickening. I know. I don't care that we spend that crazy money on Enzo. Enzo is amazing, I think. Well, his ceiling's very high, and he's been consistently decent in what is a terribly underperforming side. I've got no issue paying that money for that World Cup winner, that young guy who's clearly a bit combative, headstrong. Done. Position of need, midfielder. I'd be very interested to know what you guys think about spending up to 80 million on Caicedo. That just seems like so much money. But want to build he's very young still. You want to build the midfield around him and Enzo. And Declan Rice. Now, Declan Rice is a self-proclaimed Chelsea fan. He loves Chelsea. And I think there's always been this romantic idea that he could, if he works really hard, return to Chelsea. He's worked really hard. He's performed very well. He's rightly getting the praise from the world of football, recognising what he's done as a leader, as a personality, as a worker and a technical player, just this all-round midfielder that keeps you safe, helps you in transition, and indeed can help you in attack. West Ham want 100 million or something. Arsenal won't pay that, I don't think. Even if Chelsea did, and we wouldn't put it past us at the moment because we've seemingly gone mental, even though we don't win football matches, even though we were sanctioned and couldn't generate revenue for a while, even though we've already spent hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds, you just wouldn't shock you if we somehow pulled 100 million out of our anus and bought Declan Rice. And then if someone said to you, you need to rebuild the midfield, Kante, Kovacic and Jorginho go, but you buy Declan Rice, Enzo Fernandez, off the bat, what a double pivot. What? Those two are the three most wanted young, sort of central midfielders in the world. Enzo Fernandez, Jude Bellingham, and Declan Rice. I mean, you could say Camavinga, Tchouaméni, whatever, but I'm talking about ones that are moving the last 6 months to this summer. Absolutely incredible. So you wouldn't put it past Chelsea. The thing is, I'm not sure he would come to Chelsea despite being a Chelsea fan. Not because we're not necessarily in Europe. I just don't know if he'll trust the ownership at the moment, who'll probably be excited at the prospect of working under Pochettino. A lot of the England players have heard just really positive things about Poch from the Tottenham England internationals, about how good he is, and the Chelsea players will seek comfort in knowing the coach is really good, but also seek comfort in knowing that there's just ambition from the ownership. Granted, it's been erratic and a lot of it's been a failure, But there's the ambition there. It's it's there. They want to spend money. We spoke about their statement in this morning's video. It is there, so they'll know, right. They're not just absent owners that want to take dividends out. They want to win. I want to win. We've got a good coach. The squad's going to get smaller, and this is a long-term project for young players to develop together. It's not like a Galactico plug and play Roman Abramovich era thing. Let's see if we can make it work. No. Look at these guys around you. You're going to play with these guys for the next 6 to 5 to 9 years or something, and develop together and create good careers for each other. Maybe Declan Rice can say, I want to play in blue, I want to do that, but ultimately, immediate Champions League football, and I think one of the biggest stumbling blocks, and this is going to go into Mason Mount in the next story, is just paying these friggin' players money. I understand what Chelsea are doing. They're changing the business model. I endorse it largely, the incentivized contract. But Arsenal, Manchester United, City, they'll just pay these players flat big rates like we used to. They'll still do that. If we can convince them otherwise, great. But I do worry. Let me know what you think on Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo. I'd be really interested. Comment down below. I'm really, really keen to get your guys' opinion because I'm just all over the place. And let's talk about Mason Mount. So this has been reported by multiple journalists, but Si Phillips has reiterated the notion that Mauricio Pochettino is desperate to keep Mason Mount, and that he is leading internal conversations about not selling him this summer, whether a new contract is signed or not. Excuse me. So this is essentially keeping Mason Mount, even if it means running down his contract, and it's the very, very risky approach of keeping him at Chelsea, which he's obligated to stay because he's got a year in his deal. He can't just not play for Chelsea. Hang out with Poch, play football, keep playing fit, keep form, keep himself in the England squad, and get convinced that this is the place for him. Keep going to Stamford Bridge, have the fans sing his name, and in the meantime, the owners keeping watching him and seeing the importance, or maybe not, maybe it won't work, him and Poch will fall out and it's up, but if he thrives under Pochettino, and they see the importance to the fans, they see the importance to the team, to the tactics, to the coach, if the owners see that and the sporting directors, they find a way to make it work, and they give him a contract, and they both sit down and agree. If Pochettino is desperate to keep Mason Mount, and we're rebuilding and you need some consistency, you just freaking keep this kid. I know not everyone loves him or whatever, football's a game of opinions, but for me, it's just so obvious. It's with a heavy heart a lot of these players are going, but we're losing the complete fabric and understanding of the club with this rebuild, and to a degree that's fine, but you need someone who knows the people in the building, who everyone loves, who's a professional, works hard, got a good work ethic, leads by example. Just keep one, I think Enzo Fernandez could be that for Chelsea. He needs to learn English, but he's understands passion, these culturally, I think a lot of these South American players really work in football clubs for bringing them in terms of their passion and understanding for the game. But they're all frigging going, bro. We need a couple of academy boys to be yeah, I get it, Reece James is one, but he's very quiet as well. I know he's plays loud on the pitch, but someone like Mason Mount, if we kept other players, I don't know, man. I just feel like the right thing to do would be to at least try, especially since reports are suggesting that the valuations are just so far off between Chelsea and Manchester United for him. Don't let him go and make Manchester United better. I don't care about Kovacic going to Man City. A good player is going to a good side will make him slightly better. We're so far off Man City. We need to focus on ourselves. But Manchester United, they're not as good as Man City, but they are better than us just about. I don't even think they're that much better than us. If we sort of get our acts together, get a bit of confidence back, we've got an amazing squad. don't make Manchester United better. They're the ones. If we do want to, like, you know, I don't think necessarily we'll get top 4 next season. But if we do want to dream about it, don't make freaking Man United stronger. Don't worry about Man City. Kovacic can go there. Like, you know, they're just light years ahead in the project than us. Anyway, that's what I think. It's wild, man. It's, you know, yeah. Like I said, midfield is a big one. We've got fullbacks. We've got defenders. You know, we need to find a way to make systems work from the midfield, and we need to rebuild accordingly. Caicedo, fine. I'll be very interested in learning your thoughts. Declan Rice, I think, is a bit far-fetched. In the same way, sorting stuff out with Mason Mount. But 90 Min says we're going to try. We're going to go for it. Be very, very interested in learning the comments. Well, reading the comments and learning the thoughts of you guys in this one. Make sure you do like. Thank you for subscribing. If you are subscribed, make sure the bell's turned on. And I'll see you very, very soon. Peace. Okay, didn't start recording. I'll do it now. If you're here, lol.